Peace. This is Watch for Watch Words Media back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, old media is mad. Ooh, they big mad. I mean, they throwing out all types of excuses for Canelo. Excuses that Canelo ain't even say himself. Like, they doing whatever they can right now to try to save the image and to try to take away some of the glory from Terence Crawford's fight and his big win. I mean, the one that I keep hearing though is the one, Dan Rafael, right? This dude, he's been a biased reporter for ESPN for a long time. So I think he's with the Ring now. And yo, Turkey Ali Sheik, man, you gotta have brothers like me in your circle, man. You can't be having guys like him who's biased and gonna give you the halfway. This guy gonna go say, father time. Canelo's just older, father time. Dude, Canelo is 35 years old. Terence Crawford is about to be 38. And Canelo's a fresh 35. He just turned 35 a couple months ago. So he was just 34. He was 35 when he stepped in that ring against Crawford. Crawford was 37. In like a week or two, he about to be 38. I don't want to hear that father time. Oh, Canelo's older. Crawford's older than him. What are you saying? Crawford's older than him. What kind of sense does that make? Saying father time, using age as an excuse when the guy that won is older than the guy that lost. You tell me that part. I don't understand that. There's no comprehension behind that. There's no logic. We go to the other one. When Floyd Mayweather, the other time that Canelo got embarrassed, when Floyd Mayweather beat him, not only beat him, because you know when people go to school, when kids go to school, they go from first grade to 12th grade. There's 12 grades of education. When Floyd got in that ring with Canelo, that wasn't 12 rounds. That was 12 grades of education. He schooled Canelo. Literally schooled him, because what you started seeing after that fight was Canelo started becoming more defensively conscious. He became more defensive conscious. He started using more upper body movement. Prior to that, Canelo was very stiff. After the Mayweather fight, you saw he must have, from that first-hand experience, losing to Floyd Mayweather, arguably the greatest defensive fighter or top 5 defensive fighter, without a doubt. When he lost to him, he said, this guy has made a career off defense. I'm going to focus on defense. You started seeing Canelo started using more head movement, more upper body movement. Like, Canelo just started putting an emphasis on those parts of his game. And Canelo became a better fighter. His skill set has improved. But I say all that to say, Canelo, when he lost to Floyd Mayweather, the excuse was Canelo was too young. He was inexperienced. Meanwhile, if you go back and watch that fight, when they're announcing both fighters, you hear that they both had over 40 fights. Floyd had something like 44 fights. Canelo had 42. Same amount of professional experience. Same. So, but granted, we give y'all that. Okay, you want to say he was young? Fine. Bivol, he was right in the middle of his prime. Right in the middle of his prime. What was the excuse for Bivol? Oh, Bivol was too big. He was a bigger man. So what did Bivol do? Oh, he heard those excuses early. I think he heard them in the press conference. So in the press conference, Bivol says, well, if he wants a rematch, because he has a rematch clause, if he wants to activate the rematch clause, we could fight at his weight class at 168. And what did Canelo do? Cricket wireless. You ain't hear nothing. No response from Canelo Alvarez regarding any rematch to this day. So now, with Floyd, he was too young and inexperienced, even though they both had over 40 fights. With Bivol, he was too small for Bivol. But now with Crawford, he's too old. So with Floyd, he's too young. With Crawford, he's too old. With Bivol, he's too small. But meanwhile, Crawford was too old. He was the older fighter and beat him. He was the smaller fighter, just like Canelo was smaller against Bivol. And he beat Canelo. So Crawford, as the older fighter, as the smaller fighter, he still gave this dude a boxing clinic. He taught him. This was Canelo's sabbatical. He went back to school for this one. Oh yeah, he graduated with Floyd, but he went back to school. This was college. This fight, we're gonna call it college, because that dude went back to school and he learned a lot more. Oh my goodness. Terence Crawford, the way he mastered that ring, the way he stood in that pocket, and you know, he gave him boxing lessons, as many as possible. He used distance. He used his jab. Canelo started to use the high guard, like a peekaboo type guard. What's the name? Crawford would double jab, and he would throw hooks around the guard. The way that Mayweather did when he fought Cotto, when Cotto was guarding his face, like the opening was in the side. Crawford's high IQ in this fight, boom, was catching him with the overhands. So, I mean, he was right when he would give Canelo enough time to exchange. He'll go right in the middle, toe to toe. He'll throw, and in the pocket, you see him blocking hooks to the body with his elbow, blocking hooks to the head with his glove. Then you will see him slipping punches, Canelo missing, him making Canelo pay. He'll catch him with a quick uppercut. Then Canelo will come with a hook. He'll weave. He'll catch Canelo to the body. Man, this was annihilation. This was, man. I mean, there's just no excuses. I don't want to hear them. We not jacking that. There's no excuses. In every way, shape possible. Y'all have tried. Old media has tried to defend this guy every time he lost. Every excuse. There's no excuse this time. He was too young, too inexperienced. Same amount of fights as Floyd against Floyd. He was too small for Bivol. Crawford was way too small for Canelo. Crawford came in there like 20 pounds smaller. He fights at 147. The bulk of his career been 140, 147. That's the prime of his career, the bulk of his career, 140, 147. Those were his prime years. Canelo, his prime years has been 168, 160, 168. So you're going to say that the smaller guy, what's the excuse? The smaller guy that was older beat Canelo? What is the excuse? I don't want to hear no father time, because Crawford's age just throws that out the window. That just means that Crawford is a far superior boxer. You don't want to say that, but that's what it means. Because he's a far superior boxer. If he could be damn near 3 years older than Canelo Alvarez and still put on a boxing clinic from the outside, from the inside. Oh, people were hoping that Crawford would be a runner and running. No, Crawford stood there them last 4 rounds. He exchanged. Canelo, he was banging, hitting Canelo in the face, body, head. Man, it was a clinic. You would think the bigger man, Canelo, would be having Crawford's head snapping left and right, but when you look back at the fight, it's Canelo's head snapping left and right. So I don't want to hear no excuses. We ain't jacking that. Dan Rafael, go back to Ring Magazine. Go do something honorable, man. Go put out how Terence Crawford is a top 5 fighter of all time. Don't come with this father time nonsense. We ain't jacking that, especially if Terence Crawford's the older fighter. I'm Waz for Waz Words Media. Peace.